All right, this is going live on my YouTube page. That way, when it's done, I can send y'all a link. Okay.
Okay.
So we're going to work on um, how to turn on media and how to operate it and how to shut it down. Turning on and shutting down is really simple. This is a Mac computer. On the back, there is a power plug right there. There's a power button. I
Mhm.
just put it to sleep. I don't turn it off. So all you have to do is just push it. You don't have to hold it. If you turn it off, you got to hold it and you hear it come on, so, whatever. So just the user password right now is just 1234. So that's all it is. Hit enter and you're in. Okay. Um, the email that's on here is the Breath of Life Fellowship Church YouTube channel. So it's BOLFC, the letter U, the word tube channel at gmail.com.
That's the login.
Well, that's the login. If it ever gets logged out, that's the email that is logged into. So it's and then the password is one, like the number one, apostle with a capital A, with a capital O, and then BOLFC in all caps. I remember, is that it? I think that's it.
Yes, I don't have. Can you repeat the
The
email?
number one,
The email.
oh, the email
Mhm.
is BOLFC, the letter U, the word tube, the word channel at Gmail. All right. And it shouldn't never be logged out unless someone does it. All right. So Brave is the browser that we use. So if you have to look up something like lyrics, you would go down here to we see the lion. It says Brave browser. Click on it. There's the inbox. So there's there for the inbox. This is the YouTube. You can go here and we can do Google. Let's do that. Google.com. Let's bookmark that so it's on there. It's been 6 months and not now. All right. So if you need to look up lyrics, you should be able to do it there. All right. So let's make that small. This here says presenter.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Like a little green and gray little tube there. So that's what we use to turn it on. So now when you turn on the computer, go ahead and grab the one remote control. There are three remote controls, and the other two are back there on the desk. So they should never be used to turn on the TVs. All you need is one. Makes sense.
Yes.
And then there's a remote control to the little controller box behind there. Again, it doesn't need to be used for anything. So if someone's walking around with those remote control, tell them immediately put it back in the office and don't touch it ever again.
Okay.
With the authority of Jesus Christ.
Yes. We only need one remote.
It's on your remote control. Here it is. You just click it, point toward the middle one time, and all three will come on. You hungry?
Are you?
Your stomach.
Was it grabbing?
Yeah.
I did not eat. You hungry? Just had
So
wine all day.
there's so as you can see, the TVs are lined up. There they are. Boom. So they're going to show the mountains that's on this screen here. The TVs are up. So if you take your mouse and you move up, you see the mouse up there.
Oh,
Okay. Why am I telling you that? So say for instance you pull up YouTube and there's a video that you want to play. Right now, I have not found any um, videos worthy of just playing on the screen because most people do not care or even think about how you broadcast video. When you broadcast video, you want to broadcast at the highest definition. Most time they just broadcast video, so it's like a 720 or 1080. Well, whenever video is broadcasted out and it goes through YouTube or Facebook, whatever, it's compressed down to whatever they broadcast it out at. Did I lose you?
Mm.
So, so
You got it.
um,
She got it.
you got it. So whenever you broadcast, say for instance, um, just for knowledge sake, Facebook broadcasts every video at 720 resolution.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Okay.
and
Okay.
so it
Like the
doesn't,
time frame.
yeah,
I got you.
720 resolution. They broadcast at 720, so it doesn't matter if your thing is broadcasting at 1080. They're going to compress it back down to 720.
I got you.
YouTube will broadcast at 1080 or higher.
So that's like a higher definition?
1080 is higher,
Okay.
and YouTube will broadcast at 1080 or higher. But most people, when they broadcast out, they don't know what they're broadcasting out, and it's not something that they, think about. So, but of course, the higher the higher the definition or the resolution, the bigger the video file is.
Mhm.
So if it's 1080 or greater, it's a bigger video file. So I know that's information. You're like, why in the world do I need to know that? Because if you see something on the TV off of YouTube and you put it up on the TV on YouTube
Mhm.
and it looks like all like blurry and stuff, that's it's not because oh the TVs are messed up. No, it's because whatever was broadcasted out was broadcasted in low resolution.
Got you.
Okay, so what's up?
You guys
Right.
still here? Sheila? Okay.
Okay. So let's before we dive into the presenter, let's just find an example. Okay, so I was looking at videos yesterday, and here's a 4K video of Bali. So we'll click on that. Okay, we'll pull it up here, and then we're gonna press the letter F on the keyboard to make it full. Okay. Now there's something you may want to know just for your own sake on your own computer at home. If you're watching a YouTube video and you want it to fill your screen, just hit the F key and it'll make it full. If you want to come out of that, you just hit exit and it'll come out of full mode. But you have to make sure that you're in YouTube. So you got sometimes you may have to click YouTube, you have to click the screen and make sure you're inside YouTube. Because if I'm outside of YouTube, if I click outside of YouTube and I hit F, it doesn't do anything. I gotta click in YouTube. Gotta click in the browser, then hit F and open up. See? So 4K, this was taken with the 4K camera. Okay, 4K resolution. So this is clear. So okay. So I'm gonna hit exit out of that. Don't try to change it while it's up there. Bring it back down, and that way you can see clearly down here. If you type in 8K, you can do this at home. You can say 8K video ultra high definition. All right. And so that means these are things that people have recorded in 8K. Turn it volume down. So 8K is not the highest, but it is a very high definition. Like you're not finding your phone's not going to video at 8K. Okay. So see how clear that is? Doesn't look blurry. Looks really clear, crispy, clean. So I wanted y'all to see that so you can understand the difference between the definition of video. So if you say, hey, I want to put a video up so we can watch, make sure you preview that video and it looks clean. If it doesn't look clear and clean, it's not going to look clear and clean when you put it up on the TVs. Okay. And so try to see what they got the definition at. I mean, the resolution, you know. So like our player, this, if you go down here and you go to settings, it says quality. It's set on auto. What that means is our player is going to play it at auto. You can say, I want it to play at 8K. So if you say play it at 8K, it's going to take longer to download.
Because it's not already at that setting.
Right. So now what you have done, now that we've changed the player to YouTube to play at 8K, now look at the difference. What you saw before was 720 and looked really clean, right?
Mhm.
That's because they recorded it in 8K and it looked clean. Now watch it in 8K. Now our YouTube player is gonna play it in 8K. Now it's a bigger video file. So that means it's gonna take longer to upload. You see what it's doing?
Mhm.
It's taking longer to upload. And we're not even using Wi-Fi. We're connected Ethernet direct. Wait a minute. No, I take that back. This is connected with Wi-Fi. I'm gonna get a little switcher so we can connect with the Ethernet. Because if you connect with the Ethernet, then your upload is a whole lot faster. Do me a favor. Come over here. You see that little Ethernet cable there? Mm-hmm. Unhook it from there. Plug it into back of here. We're gonna get a little switcher to put back here so that way these both of these computers can be connected with the Ethernet cable.
Okay. Who gum is it?
Come on, you want one?
Gonna have to
Mm-hmm.
Sound so
You
good.
allergic to watermelon? You want some watermelon? Wow.
Who's that?
Make sure it's connected to Ethernet. Yes. All right. So now we're gonna go up here and see how it plays. So with Ethernet, even with Ethernet, it's still playing, but it's taking longer to download. So this is just information for y'all to know, but yeah, I wanted y'all to experience what it's like to have. These are Ultra HD TVs, so they're designed to play high definition. So let's just take this down from 8K to like 4K. Let's see if we can do that. Maybe we get a better response. Look at the white. See how it's building? That means it's downloading. Yeah, that means it's downloading. All right. Yeah. See how much clearer that is?
What resolution is that?
That's 4K. Right. Right. Yeah. So I'm telling you this so that um, the TVs are designed to play 4K. As far as resolution is concerned, that's number one. And number two is if you're playing a video off of YouTube or whatever, you should be able to go to settings in the video. I would pause the video and then go to settings where it says quality. And then if it's down here at 720, take it up a notch to 1080 or 1440. See, don't try to play at 8K. You can do 4K, but don't put it in 4K if you know it wasn't. If it doesn't say that it was recorded in 4K, don't put it in 4K. Okay, so um, so that's just so you would know, but you can see how different that looks versus being in um, 720. It's a clear picture, right? It looks great. Okay, so we're going to exit before we go into the presenter. Let's do one other thing. So what was all right. So different people have put up versions. Ooh, that look pretty. Of the Passion of Christ. Okay. Let's see. All right, let's see if.
And as he came and drew nigh to the house, he heard music.
I'm gonna pause it.
That's all right.
Quality. Look at the quality. It detected 360. See it? It detected 360. That's low.
That's real low.
hmm That means it won't go any higher than that. So that's how you can see what what level quality the movie is in.
That was in 360.
hmm
So how did you find that again?
So you go to the movie, right? Pause it. Go over here where it says settings, the little wheel there. Okay, and when you click on it, it says quality,
Mhm.
and it has auto detect. YouTube does auto detect. You can click on the arrow and you can see it as well. But the highest is 360. So that means that when you put it up there, it's gonna look all blurry and stuff. So you just want to now this one, whatever. This is 1080. What movie is this? It says Bible Collection Esther. So it's a movie on Esther. So you take that. Let's look at that and see what it looks like. Press F, make it full. See if we can fast forward. Oh yeah, it's good. So that's cool. Let's fast forward it up some. See, but it's good. It's clear. When it is your night to go to the king, you may ask for. So if it's 1080, it's gonna look good up there. If it's 4K, 1440, 4K, it's gonna look good. If it's lower than 720, then it's not gonna look good. All right. So that's that. All right. So we'll make that small. So now we're gonna open a presenter. So just so you know, you turn on the computer, there's a little button back here. You turn it on, the computer will come on. Boom. Password is 1234. Hit enter, and then you're into the computer. Um, you don't when service is over, y'all necessarily don't have to shut the computer off because y'all don't have anything else going on during the week except for on Wednesday nights and Thursday. So you can put it to sleep. It's just as fine. Just make sure you close the program. Same way with this one. You can put it to sleep, just make sure you close the program. Notice I've been leaving the program up. Wait, if you leave the program up, the computer is still working.
Okay.
So if you do control alt delete and look at the taskmaster, it will show that the computer's been on and all this memory is backed up because because the programs are still up. Yeah, the browser, everything else. So close the browser, close OBS, and you just put it to sleep. Close the program, put it to sleep, but don't leave the programs up. Okay. All right. So you can do that as long as you remember to do that. If you don't do that, then you just need to shut the computer down. Shut the computer down closes everything. All right. So now after you get the TVs up, and then you just one remote control, hit the power button, turns it on, right? Go to presenter. Now you can presenter did a really good job by putting training videos on YouTube. So I think it's Worship Extreme on YouTube. So if you go to YouTube, and let me just double check, make sure that's correct. Uh,
Worship Extreme.
yeah, presenter tutorials. All right. So you go to Worship Extreme presenter tutorials. You can watch the videos, the tutorials. And if you now, some people have made videos like this guy made a video, a walkthrough of what he's learned. You should watch stuff that has worship tools that has their logo on it. And so that's their actual videos from their site. So you can watch that and you can learn about different stuff. Of course, it's easier that if you're at the computer, you can walk through the process. We'll subscribe to it so that way we can always see new stuff. Okay. But there it is using worship. with OBS. Oh, that's interesting. Live stream with OBS with presenter. Oh, that's worth watching and finding out. I haven't learned that one yet. Hmm. Adding and editing songs. So that's a good one to learn. Okay. Um, Setting up multiple output screens, which we already have our screen set up, but we're going to get another TV for this corner right here. And that's going to be the TV for the stage. It's going to be called the stage monitor. So whoever's on the stage can see the scriptures and words up there. Okay. All right. Makes sense. Um, all right. So that's that. Let's go ahead. Okay. We'll go ahead and make this large. When you open it up, it's going to have these sections up here. You can take a tour. You can make a new queue list, open the queue list, songs, slides, media. Okay. Excuse me. Queue lists are going to be listed down here like the most recent. So we'll click on whatever I did last. So this one right here. Okay. And this has just stuff that I put in. Let's say we wanted to make a new queue list. So you go here and you can copy existing queue lists and make a new one there. Uh, or you can go down here and you can make, service time and everything. So services August 3rd. Let's type, we're gonna say Sunday morning. If you want to name it, you can. You don't have to. Then there's tags and stuff like that. So let's just make a new queue list. All right. So everything that's going to be in the service, meaning that's going to show on the screen, all the list is going to be over here. You're going to add a queue, you do it over here. And then in this area is where you're selecting things, editing stuff. Okay. All right. So you got options here to add. It says create a new queue. Up here it says create a new queue group. You can go really extreme. That means if you're doing multiple services and stuff like that, you can have different queue lists. You can edit those lists. You can print it and so on. That's what these little squares up here at the top are about. Okay. Right here, if you want to add a queue, what that does is it just adds a blank. So you want to name this. Say, for instance,
Once you add it, does it stay there?
Mm-hmm.
So you take it off and you delete
Yeah,
it?
if you want to delete it, but it stays there. So let's just say what it's going to do. So, all right. So you click on lyrics. Okay. And so we want to add a queue and we named it songs. So obviously under songs, we're going to create lyrics, right? So if you notice this top says background and then here it says foreground. Background is what's going to be behind whatever you put on the screen, lyrics, scriptures, or whatever. Foreground is obviously what's in the front, you know, your scriptures, your lyrics, whatever. So let's just pick a song. They give you some. Um, Here you go, public domain song. Let's do "I Surrender All." I surrender all. All right. So here it says you have selected "I surrender all." I surrender all. Yes. Okay. If there are any advanced settings, you can click on that. It says template override. We disable that. Um, so what does this mean? Template override. This means how your words appear on the screen. Default says just the words with nothing behind it in the middle. Lower third says it's going to be on the bottom of the screen. And then trending line means it's going to show the words with a white background behind it, like a white square behind the words. So we'll walk through what all three of those look like. So let's click on default. Okay. And then it's going to say, do you want to apply to all songs in the queue list? So you click that and say yes. Right now you just have one song. Music stand. This is this is more for the musicians or singers, like what key is in and what tempo and stuff like that. So you don't have to worry about fooling with that. Okay. All right. So there's the song. Now what do? You're like, okay, I got the song. Now what? So up here in the lower upper right hand corner, it says launch. So when you click on launch, this says this is what's going to be on the screen. Well, when you click on launch, it puts it on the screen, but there's a blank screen, right? That's because the first slide is blank. So I was going to start off with a blank screen, and you can label that blank screen, a title, like you can make it the title of the song. Um, so you can do that, but it always going to start off with a blank screen, and then it'll go to the lyrics. All to Jesus, I surrender, all feeling good. That's big enough where everybody can see, right? Um, and there's the chorus. So if you're looking at the screen here, it has verse one, and then there's a little one in the corner, chorus, and then there's a C in the corner. So obviously the one stands for verse one, the two stands for verse two. It's even color coded together, right? It really made it easy. Okay. The C says we're going to the chorus. So what does that tell us as singers? We got to make sure we do hand coordination, you know,
1, 2,
right?
3, 4.
C for chorus, one, right? So that whoever's out here, they're watching you. And if you're saying we're going back to the chorus, then they're going to put the chorus up. If you're saying we're going back to verse one, then they're going to put verse one up. Okay. So it kind of helps us with coordinating with whoever. Say for instance, there was a flow, and you're at the end of the song, and there's a flow that you start singing, and it's over and over. You start repeating it. Um, a flow. Y'all understand when we say flow, what that means, right? So they start singing something that's not on the screen, that's over and over, and you hear it. So it says add a slide. Okay, you can say, if you want to edit verse 5 or you want to add verse 5 again, you can. You don't have to do that. What I would do, I'll just go blank and then go in here. Oh, wait a minute. Let's copy. Uh, where's the? Yeah.
What you trying to do?
Yeah.
Edit and add
Oh.
to the blank.
Yeah, I did this the other day. Maybe it's.
And then you left one.
Okay. You can't edit the blank. All right. So go to slide. You can do a title, and then you can go in here. Oh no, you can't edit title neither. You can add the title. So let's say you go to verse 5, and you go here and you hit edit. All right, that's what you do. So you just click on the verse and hit edit, and then you can go in there and just rename it. Just say for instance they repeat all to Jesus. All to Jesus, all to Jesus. And it went into that. So you just go in and you take out everything else, and then you hit save. And then there it is. Right? So what you'll need to do is duplicate it, then edit. There you go. And then you can do whatever you want to do with it. Because let me see if that does what I think it's gonna do. No, that changed the verse too. Mm, 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 mm. Ah, all right. There you go. So this is what we did the other day, and I didn't even realize it. So you take a slide, right? Click on it, duplicate it, whatever. And then when it comes up with all the words, click on new slide and then it'll create a new slide. Then it's all blank. And then you can type in whatever it is that they're saying. Right? Hit save. And then there it is. Or somewhere. Ah, yeah, because it doesn't have the number on it. All right. So that's order. That is like creating the slide, right? So go over here. Say for instance, you're just putting songs in. So you want to go back. Let's go back to Sunday morning. Add cue. So let's start over. Add cue. We're gonna go to blank. We're gonna type in songs. Okay. And we're going to do lyrics. We're gonna say the first Noel. All right. You're gonna be like, yeah, do I want that? No, I don't want that. Oh, change songs. Just click on change songs and go, oh, there's Rugged Cross. Yeah, I want that. So there's the old Rugged Cross. All right, you can click on edit. And you can do all your edits right there if you want to. You know, very good question. Yes. Um, and then after you edit, and it's already ready, then you can up here where it says background, say for instance you wanted to change the background, you want the lyrics to have a certain background, right? So you can go here and you can select one of these backgrounds here. You can go to Pro Plus Motion. These are backgrounds that are probably not in the library. If it's in the library, it'll tell you. So say for instance, it's not in the library and you're like, okay, yeah, I want to use this circle, and it'll say add to library. And you say, yes, I want to add that to the library. And then you say, you know what, I want to use this orange as well. Yeah, I want to add that to the library. And you say, let's see, what else do they got? Yeah, this one is pretty cool. This is yeah, these are all the backgrounds you can use. All right. So you go back to your library and you say, I want to pick this one. So you're going to add that to the queue list under songs. Okay. So there's the songs. That's the background we want. Yeah. It is until it does what we want it to do. It is until it does what it wants to do. I keep editing it, but it's not adding it to the lyrics. Lyric, pro, yes. There we go. Now we can launch. See that? It makes sense. Take all these extras out. So let's add another song, all right? So you want to go to songs. You can go here and you say, okay, oh, Blessed Assurance. Let's click on that. Okay, and we're going to hit save. Oh, that did. Oh, that didn't add it to our list. Yeah, lyrics. Where's Blessed Assurance?
Those are songs that are already in the playlist. Is
Uh
that the
huh.
playlist?
The songs are already in the playlist. So um, we have to create an account with Song Select, and and then after we create an account with Song Select, and then there will be you can do a search for songs.
Is that more money or is that already in the account? Or we have to?
We should already be connected with Search Song Select. I think you have to create an account with Song Select. And that's what I think. That's what I already started one. You can create an account with Song Select, but it only gives you a limit of what you can do. So we would have to purchase whatever their subscription is.
Mm-hmm.
And so um, I didn't look into it yesterday, but I did find out that we had to create an account. So I think we already created an account. So let's see if we want to see if we want to add a song to this. Okay. We want to add another song to the list, right? So you're gonna go add cue. Let me let you do it. Okay. Hold on. So click on add cue. Y'all see? Okay. Go to slides. I mean not slides, lyrics. Okay. So let's go tell it on the mountain. See it right there. Okay. So um that's it. Now, what you want to do is this is the forefront, right? Before you launch it, let's give it a background. So go to media. Good. Select one of the backgrounds. You want that one? Mm, okay. Yep. Select it. Okay. So it says that's the background. And then you go over there and hit launch. And then there it is. Go turn on my own. Now, here's something to think about. How bright is that graphic in the letters? Okay. So it has like a little sun back there in the background. So that might be too bright, you know. Huh? Well, not even for the camera, and just someone in here reading, trying to read the words and that beaming through. So when you got people reading words off a screen, you want to make sure that the background is not distracting and not bright and distracting. Hey, yeah, yeah, take away from the picture. So I like the sunset, but let's change it. So let's change the background. So how are we gonna do that? Hmm. Oh no. Go back to return. All right, go over there to the song over here where it says go to hit the pencil there. Now you can see where it says click to change. Okay, so let's give it a different background. Um, no trees, more patterns or something smooth. Yeah, yeah, that's good. Select that. All right. So hit launch. Okay. But now you're gonna click. Yeah. Yeah. See now. There you go. It's more solid background, right? So remember earlier I was telling you about, how the lyrics appear. Default is in the middle with nothing behind it besides, whatever background, right? So you can change how the letters on the screen appear. So go back to the song on the left. in the queue. Click on the edit. Okay. Go down here to where the song is here, advanced settings. Okay. You see where it says template override? Click on that disabled. Okay. So there's lower thirds, which lower thirds basically puts the song at the bottom, put the lyrics at the bottom. So you would use lower thirds if you was playing a video and you was having the words up there, right? So the video will be the main focus and the words will be at the bottom of the screen. So we're not really doing any of that, but you can do trendy line. See trendy line? Click on that. All right, now go to launch. Okay, so now click on it and see. So trendy line puts a white background behind the words. hmm So let's change the background again. hmm Change the background. So let's get something that's probably moving around. Maybe this over here. Let's see what that looks like. Select. Okay, and hit launch. That's good. All right, now put the words up. See? So put the focus on the words, but there's still graphics moving in the background. Okay, so you can have graphics moving in the background. So if there's something that has a lot of motion in your background, you can use the trendy lines for your words, so that way you can still see the words without the motion in the background being interrupted, right? Interfering. But if you got like a solid, like the one you use with the purple and stuff, it's a solid. It's not a whole lot of crazy moving, and then you don't have to use trendy line. You can just use just the words. Make sense? Okay. All right. So, I want you to come over here and let you try it out. So, I want you to do is um, let's do one more song and then we're gonna go to scriptures. So not that, but go to add cue right here. hmm Okay. So hit lyrics. Okay, so let's find another song. Nothing but blood. Nothing but the blood. So let's give it a background, right? So, so you got these backgrounds, or you can go to Motion Plus up there. Pro plus motions at the top. There you go. Okay. And then there's other backgrounds you can add that may not be in your library. So you can scroll down. You can use the wheel if you like.
Yeah. Put the cross up there. Maybe we have that too.
Yeah, it's already in the library. So just go to the library at the top. So go back to edit because you came out of it. Click on the pencil. Go to media. There you go. So Christ, yeah, click on the check box. So that just says this is the song you want, this is the background you want. And so you really have to focus on song, and that's the background. Notice here it says background, you selected the media, and the foreground is lyrics. We're doing the lyrics there. All right. Um, and so by default, if you click on advanced settings, it's going to say template override, meaning that it's set at the default. Um, so if you go to launch up there, all right, so you see what it looks like. You can click on, you can just put it, you can put it on the blank screen, and it just shows the cross.
Okay, that's what it.
You can hit add slide over here. Let me show you something. Add slide, add the title. Click on that. And then you can move that after the blank. Right there. When you click on that, it shows the title of the song, who wrote it, and then you can go to the song. What can wash away my shame? Nothing but the blood. Yeah.
So each
Yeah.
time you saw that clicker, somebody has you have to click it, though, right?
Right. Yeah, you paying attention. Hmm. So that would mean that that would mean that rehearsal time will be not just for singers, but for our media team. I come to rehearsal to put in the lyrics and stuff for the songs that's going to be done on Sunday. So, so now let's go ahead and go to scriptures. So we're going to add Q. Okay, so now you're going to name this one. See where it says blank at the top? It's right there. All right, so click on that, edit. So let's do scriptures. So in this video, when y'all watch it, y'all can fast forward through all that talking I was doing at the beginning, because I had started the live stream when I was talking about the video and stuff. Y'all can fast forward to this part. All right. So that is done. Now let's go to scripture. Okay. So where it says scripture, I've already talked to Apostle about sending songs, sending the scriptures to y'all ahead of time if he knows them. So um, that way y'all can just go in there and take the scriptures and put them in. Um, you can also text him. If I were y'all, I would text him the email to email it to the BOL FC YouTube channel at gmail.com. Text it to him. Say, hey, can you please can you please email your scriptures to this email? So that way you can just go in the email and you can click on the scripture. So for instance, let's say, for instance, you didn't have any scriptures. Or let's say you got a guest speaker and they didn't send us the scriptures. And so they say, okay, we're going to go to we're going to go to Timothy chapter 3. So you're going to start typing Timothy and watch what happens when you start typing. See it? Look at that. It says first and second. So First Timothy, and then put your mouse at the end of First Timothy. Put your mouse at the end of it and put 3 or chapter 3. Now hit enter. So notice it puts um, the oh man, are we here? There we go. So that's there for the scripture. Um, it's not what I wanted to do. Hold on. Let's edit. Okay. You know what? That is what I wanted to do. But I want it to be like this. Where yeah. I wanted to do a title and then do another one that said, like, do a blank and call it, like, say for instance, this is called songs. Type in songs for me. All right. Okay. And then type in scripture. All right. So this one should be whatever this is. So hit Command C. No, that ain't right. So this is uh, this is Apple. Control C. Control Z. It's not gonna undo what you did. All right. So go up here. Type in First Timothy. So, but basically, you say, all right, yeah, this is what the scripture is right here. Timothy 3. All right. Yes. If you wanted specific scriptures, so if they say chapter 3, verses 1 through 4, then you have to be like specific. But if it was me, um, depending on the book, if you know the book is long, like Psalms, and they say a specific scripture, then you can just put that in. You would have to put 3 and then put the semicolon and then put whatever it is, 1-4, you know, and then it will put that in there, and then you can click on it and it'll just put that. But say for instance, they're like, yeah, um, yeah, chapter 3, we're gonna be in chapter 3. So just hit enter and then let it put the whole scripture up. So when you click on it, it'll show the whole scripture. They might be only reading like 9 through 11, but at least you got it. Because sometimes preachers keep going. Um, or they'll say, well, the scriptures is verse 9 through 11, but let's back it up to verse 5. All right. Well, I got you. I'm already here. You know, you know, you're already there. So instead of just putting a specific verse, go ahead and just put just the whole chapter in. You know. So let's let's add another cue. We'll add a cue. Let's go to Proverbs. So go to scripture. You're gonna type in Proverbs. When you start, see how it pulls it up, so it makes it easy for you. And then go and let's go to I don't know what's a good one. 7. Proverbs 3. 3. Yeah, Proverbs 3. All right, just hit enter. Okay. And then click on it. So it's got 35 scriptures in there. So, but let's just say you like, you know what? I want my script to have some background in it. So what we gonna do? Edit Q. Well, you can edit Q, but if you edit Q here, it's gonna edit whatever you highlighted. So the best way to do is go here. There you go. Go under there on the media. So for scriptures, you want something pretty solid. You don't want nothing moving around a lot. So you want something pretty solid so that people can see. Um, you can use that, or you can use like smoky. You can use the red lines; those are good. The natural blur, neutral blur. All right. So it looks good. Hit launch. Okay. So then when you go to scripture, my son forgetting not my law. So it's a still picture, meaning it's not a whole lot of graphics, but it's got a dark background so that way the letters pop out. So that's what you want. You don't want nothing too bright because then the letters will be hitting in all the brightness. So you want something. So if you want a graphic, make sure it's a dark graphic so that the letters pop out. Okay. Makes sense. All right. Easy enough. Okay. So in this training, all we're going to really focus on is scripture and songs. We'll do a separate training where we talk more about slides and other stuff because it gets really technical. Like on the slide part, I was still learning on this particular program. I was still learning stuff, about the slides. Like you can launch that and as a slide. Okay. You can go ahead and edit, but you're like, well, I'm going to edit, you know, the, so there's so many things you can do with these slides, but you can get really creative with slides. So we'll use that for another training. Yeah. That sounds like fun to me. um, if you go to slides, say for instance, if you go to come on, if you go to slides and you say I want to create new, and you can say I want to create new for blank. There's a title and content. That means that you're gonna, let's just say you want to create a title, okay, and you want the title to say um, "Welcome to Breath of Life Fellowship Church."
Oh,
That's good. So you can go over here where it says this is home and media. You can go over here where it says text formatting, and you can format how this goes. Right now, by default, it sets for the lyrics or for your text to be in the middle, which is great. It looks good that way. You can change the way the color looks. You can make it bold or whatever it is. But if you want to apply something, I think, if I'm not mistaken, you got to do Command A. So on Mac, instead of Control A, like you would do on the Windows, you would do Command A. It'll highlight all, and then you can go over here and say, I want everything to be bold, or I want everything having italic to it, or I want to change the way that format looks all together. That's Tahoma normal. You can change the way the font looks. So let's see if we want to find something. There's a whole bunch of fonts in here. You'll be all day looking those different ways. That's a nice look font. Treasure, this will sound like something right up your alley. Mm, you can do the typewriter.
let me think about it.
Mm-hmm. And there's a whole lot of different fonts. So if you go in there and you're looking, you're like, okay, I like this font. I don't know what that is. Oh, that looks weird. There was one that I just saw. That's one that's pretty cool looking. So, and you never know, but you don't know until you start fooling around with it, right? So just go through and see if you can find something that looks really cool. Um, um, that one is really that's really big and bold looking, probably. That's cool too. Yeah. So, all right. So we're gonna pick one. All right. So we'll just pick that. All right. If you grab it and move it around, you want to make sure you try to center it. Make sure it just looks centered as much as possible. Okay. But look at it over here and make sure it looks right. Whatever you do, just make sure it looks centered. All right. Formatting. Oh, here it goes. There we go. That looks better. All right. So now you can go back here. Now add some media to it. See what that looks like. Click on media. Yeah. Okay. So you can do a media background. You can do, let's do this, or let's do that bright color. See what it looks like with that bright color. Yeah. And basically, this it just shows what it looks like there. It just tells you the name of it. So if that looks good, then just hit save. Where did it go?
Where are you?
Hmm. Uh, didn't we just create the slide, right? There it is. Go here. Just add it. Is that it? It's not showing. Okay. Hmm. All right. So let's do that. What is this? That's that first one. What's this one? That's blank. Okay. I'm going to edit. Did it delete it? I might have deleted that one. She back there talking about. Mm.
Something I ate all day.
Mm. To my ribs? Wow. That looks good. I was wondering, okay, you know what? I know it. So you got this, right? So we save it. Then you go and that's it. So that's slide one. Oh, okay. Okay, so once you create it and then you save it, it's up here, right? So on the slides, wherever you create your slides, it'll save it there. So whenever you create your slides, it'll save it right up there. You click save, and then there's a slide, right? So there's that slide. But let's just say you want, oh, we didn't put the welcome. So we're going to double click, go here, type in welcome, welcome to. All right. And actually, I think I'm going to make this box a little bit bigger. Okay. All right. Let me make sure it's okay. Or we can make sure, let's see. Okay. Then you can go to text formatting. Let's make it bigger. Let's make the words bigger. Oh, hold on. Double click. Double click all. Okay. Great. All right. So hit save. And you click on it. That's it. So what you want to do now is hit edit. And now we'll give it a background. So now we'll go here and we'll say red background. Let's see what that looks like. No. Let's do something Easter looking. So, oh wow, there's a whole lot going on around here. Wow, that's just man, designs and stuff, colors for days, right? So type in Easter. Okay, let's just use this and see what it looks like. Okay, so I'm going to do a welcome. That's what I want. Yeah. But what's wrong? It's too bright, right? So let's see if we can edit it.
Is there a way you can change
The color of the letters. Yeah. So let's go to the slide itself. Okay. So we're going to highlight everything. We're going to go to text formatting and we're going to go to color. So what we want to change the color to? Black. Let's see. Let's go ahead and move it down here. Think so? Yeah. Oh yeah, because there's no background, right? So there's a red. What we could do is we could do black. Watch this. Go here where it says shadow. Make your shadow a white color or maybe more of a yellow color. Something that blends in with that color that's up there. So it says that color is like a little light green. So we do like a little light green here. All right, so let's see what happens. There's a blur to make it look like neon. So or you can just make it straight. So let's just see what it looks like. Save. Boom. Go here. Go down. Now. Now, what you think? Shay? Oh. What was you doing back there, Trim? All right. So it looks better, right?
Oh, that looks good.
Mm-hmm. Welcome to Breath of Life Fellowship Church. So we're going to save that for tomorrow. Now, what you can do is over here, you can say, I want that slide to be at the very top. So we'll put that up there. That'd be the first thing that we'll see. Okay. Then you can go to songs and then you can start putting up songs. Yep. Okay. So just for the video's sake, shutting down, we won't shut down the computer. We would just put it to sleep. We'll close the program, put it to sleep. All right. This is the end of training 1.